What is up, my dudes? It's Pacman here, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Or6 Analysis. Today we're taking a look at my man's Luke 2005. Main reason for wanting to improve, or wanting to get on the show, is that he currently plays around high bronze. I believe high bronze at the start of this video, but when I looked at Or6 Tracker, it looks like he sits usually around mid-silver. His main reason for wanting to improve is he has some friends that play in mid to low gold, and he just wants to be able to kind of get up to their level and be able to play alongside them and not feel like he's holding anyone back. So that's very valid and very common reason to want to improve, dude. So yeah, hopefully we can have a look today and find out where you're going wrong or where you can improve. Okay, and guys, like I said in last week's video, for anyone that wants a chance to be on the show, fill out the form in the description. There's tons and tons of applicants each week, so I just pick at random. But if you would like the chance to be featured on the show, please fill out the form, and yeah, we'll see how we go. Without wasting any more time, dudes, let's get straight into it. The epic pen. I'm so happy about this epic pen. Get myself a bit of green tea. So we're playing on PlayStation today, by the way. So there's something going on with Xbox, right? I've seen a good few people have messaged me on Instagram and stuff saying that like they can't send in footage on Xbox, which sucks. It's not as easy to record, I imagine. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what's going on there. All right, sure. Let's get straight into it. Straight off the bat. Okay, so what we're gonna look at first here is this black eye placement. It's not too bad because it's a darked out area. It's a little bit tricky to see that when you're actually on it. It's a lot more blue than what you see there, so yeah, it becomes a lot more visible. Main problem with that is obviously directly behind, let's get straight into the drawing too. So directly behind him is the breach, right? And that's the breach that gets opened at the start of every, or during most rounds anyway. And once that breach is open, this is the way that all, ACOGs and stuff are going to be pointing, right? They're all going to be looking into the garage, so that right there will probably be an open sight. I'd be surprised if it lasts the round. And then the same thing goes for here. When we look at this cam, same thing, right? So I wonder if I can, yeah, boom. So look what's exposed to that, right? So when someone opens yellow stairs door, the bottom yellow door, that's going to be directly in their line of sight. They won't have to look far, especially if someone's on it. Again, it's glowing blue. They won't have to look far. They'll see the valve cam and just shoot it. So try and hide them more. One place that you could put it if you want to have some information for yellow might be up in that corner, because it's a little bit harder for them to see it from this door. It's still probably not a great spot because they can come around from piano, but you get the gist. You're just trying to hide it from general lines of sight, and that's how you get the most out of our cams. Otherwise, they just get taken out too early in the round. I wish I could use the deagle, hey. I'm a very weak deagle player. I personally think it sucks. It is super satisfying to get kills, though. Oh, my man has the tricks. He's absolutely bounced that valve cam. Props, Luke. That is some serious coconut bra stuff right there. What is up, mate? Coconut bras. Cool. Yeah, because even that yellow, you're not getting a whole lot of information. That's not a bad cam for information, but I just fear it's not going to survive. All right, these boys have ran a hard rush down the back. Let's see how we're going to adjust to try and account for that. So they're in piano. It's a fuse, yeah. Is he going to be holding an angle long? No, don't mind this repositioning. It is now a 2v5, so it's going to get really tight really fast. C4, nothing there. Breach is open. And you go down. Yeah, like a little bit of probably like maybe you could call it lack of awareness as to potentially where the enemies might be, right? So the C4 is fine. You're checking to see if someone's in that corner, but like see that, like obviously once the round's over, it's easy. But if that breach is open, there's a good chance there's going to be someone. Hello. There's going to be someone holding a gun. There's going to be someone holding the angle and aiming into the breach. So I maybe just to give you some actual actionable advice, maybe what you could have done, like it's going to be tight anyway, but maybe what you could do is throw that C4 and then just use it as a kind of a way to clear out the close section here and try and wrap around the back and see if you can get a few frags that way. Potentially, that could have been something that could have worked. Okay. Top floor. Playing the smoke. We've opened up the hatch. Let's see why. I watched some NA Pro League today, too. I was watching, didn't see the first game, Space Station game. I watched the TSM versus Tempo Storm match. I don't know how many of you guys actually watch Pro League, but it's, yeah, it was a really good match. This is interesting. Yeah. So let's just even talk about this setup here for a second. So, right here, right, we're opening up a rotate and connector, and that's fine. You always want to have a rotate here, just for quick and easy access between A and B. But when you're opening it, or just in general, really anyway, you should have this middle wall here reinforced, just so that someone can actually play on this side of the reinforcement. Hello. This side of the reinforcement and can be protected from someone on the CEO windows, which are directly behind the smoke. Now, obviously, if someone gets up on the rappel here, it's going to be harder to actually sit. You might need to fall back into projector as this connector player, or maybe rotate across to bathroom or something like that. But you want this this wall reinforced, as it just gives you them options, so that if they don't play here, it's a really strong position to hold. And to make things worse, so when we go across, right? So, oh, how did you survive? So when we go across here, so these walls, right? So right now they've got a reinforcement here, a reinforcement here, and they're about to put 2 reinforcements there, even though that first wall, the connector wall, I said isn't going to be reinforced, or he's missed this reinforcement. You don't want all of these walls shut down. You do want to rotate towards the top, right? So usually, just to give you guys an understanding of consulate, most of the time what's going to happen is if you have people starting, so let's go blue, if you have people that start the round near admin, like it's very, very difficult to hold admin. So what usually happens is they rotate either back through projector or back up long desk and play from bathroom or something like that, or from yellow stairs, or hop into CEO or onto this side, right? But that's kind of how it works. That's how the rotates usually work. If you're playing someone in admin first, you hold on to it until you feel like you're going to lose it or you're going to lose your life, and then you'll rotate out and come back towards this side of the map, right? So that's why on this side of the map, what you actually want is you want a rotate hole. You want a rotate hole here, right? So not a reinforcement. You don't want a reinforcement on this wall. Depends on the strat you're playing, of course, but most of the time, just for a common rule of thumb, you want these 3 walls reinforced and then a rotate hole here, a crouch height rotate hole. Yeah, so that you can, you first of all, what it does is it gives you the player in bathroom. So if that player from admin side rotates back to bathroom, they have a long angle onto projector door, so the doorway that leads from these stairs, right? So they can help assist the player that's playing in projector. When it's all locked up, the only way that they can assist is if they come through connector. And like I said before, if someone's playing, it's just better to have a rotate there. It opens up more angles, right? And it just keeps the it allows everyone to join in on the defense. It doesn't isolate people. That was a very long explanation. Alright, we're punching out the barricades so you can get better sound cues. Still got a deployable shield. I'd be playing that somewhat. Could even point that towards long desk, towards admin, so that if they go for an admin take. Opening like a little half rotate at the top of yellow. Not sure about that. Have to kind of set up specifically for that, I reckon. So even here, just another thing. So you know how you're just looking at the windows, my man's Luke? So there's no rappel sound yet, right? So you broke them windows so that you can hear. So even though you're kind of going to be in this position regardless, you don't actually have to stare at the holes when you know there's no one there because you haven't heard the rappel sound. Now, when you hear that, then you can focus attention there. So maybe your attention might have been better focused on connector window or something along those lines. Alright, and I still wouldn't be holding an angle like that, yeah. I just think positioning-wise, man, like, that's not a great place to be. A better spot might be, I wouldn't really, especially when you're playing smoke, right? So what you could have done here a little bit stronger on this setup, let me just think. So what you could have done is you could have reinforced this wall here, right? Reinforce this wall here, which will give you a little bit more protection from these windows, and it will also, I think it does anyway, but mainly it will protect you from connector, right? So that you can hide in, let's draw you blue, so you can hide in this corner and still be that presence on site so they can't just rappel in. But you can be, imagine if you were on the floor though, you can be in this corner and not get shot from where you eventually die from, right? And then what you could do is you could set up your, that's a really bad black, you could set up your deployable shield on that corner so that if you want to contest the rappel, you can peek up and down from it. But your job really here is to just make it so that these guys can't just swing through because there's no one on site, right? So you die within the first minute of the round and it's an issue. And it's kind of to do with your setup. If you're feeling way too much heat, what you can do is you can just quickly peek out, potentially lob a smoke grenade to connector to try and cover you, or just put a smoke grenade directly on the floor to cover you. Use your shotgun to open the hatch and fall off. Okay, so that's another option, but opening the hatch at the beginning of the round really limits the amount of places that you can go, being in this particular situation what you're trying to do here. So maybe a setup like that might have worked a little bit better for you. Okay, so they actually went on to win that round, but for time purposes, I'll probably edit it out. It was quite drawn out and long-winded. Struggling to get the Maestro cam up. It's not a bad Maestro cam. That's definitely a better Maestro cam, I think. Less hidden, of course, but more information because you get the bottom spiral. So even that barbed wire just there, just a little quick cheeky tip. Because you get the information from this Maestro cam to help you know if someone's coming down bottom spiral, which is really, really good. This barbed wire I will be placing on the door there, not in front of the Maestro cam. That's just being picky though. I place it on the door so that when someone is actually pushing into the site, they have a harder time. So there's something going on here with the controller. You're sending a message. We've got 2 reinforcements, 1 barbed wire, and a Maestro cam still to go. The round has begun. That's not a bad barb. Yeah, spending quite a lot of time here reinforcing. Doesn't sound like there's a whole lot of stuff happening at the moment, but still. Alright, so even just here, again, just really quickly, so when we're doing this rotate here, I know it's a bit late into the round to be doing so, but potentially look at reinforcing this wall here, just so that you can kind of, again, curve around and peek from this rotate hole and have cover to go back in and play off of, yeah? So the same thing again. I was gonna mention that at the start of the round. Like we're playing on first floor basement again. And really what they did to damage you guys heaps that first round was go from above and pushed everyone out of the positions they were holding, which then allowed them to kind of just squish you guys and pick you apart one by one. So maybe try and react to that and play someone from above. The Jaeger's already up there trying to put a stop to them. But that's what I usually do anyway. If I know that they're going to play a very specific way, I'll come out and try and counter it. Alright, minute 12 left, minute 10 left, 3v4. Your teammate's out on a lot of health. It's not looking good. There's a drone right in front of you. Oh boy. Still winnable though. The full health Alda can put him down. Alright, I'm assuming the same as, like, actually, I didn't really touch on these things earlier on in the video, but there's two things. That's not good. The Falcons just went down. I'm not really going to be able to comment too much on, you know, communication, because I know with PlayStation and I believe with Xbox too, a lot of people sit in party chats. It's not as easy to record. It's this far less game chat conversation. So I understand that. So I'm not really going to speak about communication. I'm just going to have to assume that you are communicating. And if for any of you console guys who want some help, if it's to do with communication, because that is a big part to it too, make sure I can actually hear the voice chat in game. Okay. All right. 4v1, 1v4. It's not looking good. I'd be getting off your cam hardcore. There's plenty of people alive to do that for you. Oh. Excuse me, prove me wrong. That's why I'd be getting off cam though. Oh god, oh god. Oh Jesus. Well done. It's intense. Oh god. Nice shots, man. That is, that's how you turn it around real quick. I believe it's the fuse, was it the fuse that you downed as well? So you could actually probably pop him. You've reloaded the Alda. That's a bit intense considering there's only 10 seconds left, but not a bad idea. And you get the job done. Nice clutch, dude. Nice clutch. The only thing that I would say is this just won't work in a higher rank. So if you want my honest opinion on it, like that was funny. I actually didn't. I was like, I would be getting off my cam now, and then you just dropped him. So like yeah, unless they said someone was saying that he was weak in your game chat or something. Oh, there you go. Ranked Maestro clutch. That's. Yeah, makes sense. It all makes sense now. But I wouldn't be on my cam here. 1v4, 30 seconds left. I would just be, if you're in game chat especially, I would definitely be just telling them boys to just ping and call them out. And I'd have my gun in my hands. You don't want to be on cams when it's 1v4. But you do get that job done. So that was the only kind of like real thing here. Here as well, I don't know what he was doing on the first shot. But again, I don't really want to comment too much on mechanics because again, like I don't play console Siege, so I don't know what the different skill levels are at. I know that probably wasn't very crisp, you know, like there was a lot of missed shots there. It's a good thing we had the ALD out. Not to try and take anything away from you in the clutch. Yeah, that's a little bit better. What I would probably look at there, man, is just turning your sensitivity down. So if you're playing on a controller, you don't need your sensitivity to be that high, and that's why you're struggling so hard here to just simply to switch between targets. You're going left and right, way past them, way past them, way past them. You just need to turn your sensitivity down a decent amount too, and you'll probably find that you become a lot more accurate with your shots. So give that a crack. But again, I'm not going to go too deep into mechanics because I don't play on console, so I don't know. Got the Twitch. Apparently this is a nightmare on console. That's an impact grenade. Okay, it's a refrag at least. Just so everyone knows, what you need to be expecting when you hear a sound like this. You hear that? Like the impact? That's someone running out, right? Like, so I know that might sound simple and silly, but you do really need to be aware of that. So if you ever hear a sound like that, just immediately look to the windows where they could be running out from, or yeah, it could cost either you or your teammates their life. So the IQ does well to retrade it, but yeah, just a little tip. When you hear something like that, you should definitely be looking around for it. Okay, droning out from bottom yellow. I've heard Twitch is really hard to play on console. So let's see. Leisure mine. 2 leisure mines. Whoop. Trying to clear down some utility. So it's interesting. I've got something in my mind, but I want to see if it's what you do or not. Okay, so they're taking out the drone. What happens now? So that's actually what I don't love. That's what I was hoping you weren't gonna do. Like, it's nothing crazy about it, bro, but like, so you've droned up to the top of yellow stairs. You're droning, you know there's a Legion here. It's a 4v3, but you're popping, you know, you're sitting around there. You've probably you had your drone up there for maybe 20 seconds since you droned down here. So now it's a completely different landscape. Anything could be down here. Someone could have rotated to white van. Someone could be playing around piano. You just have no idea. They could be playing anywhere. So usually what you want to do with your drone is use it to get you directly into sight, then re-drone, then push up, then re-drone, then push up. That's kind of how you want to drone yourself, especially when you're not playing in a coordinated team. You want to be droning yourself in like that. So what you done is you kind of droned it initially for once and then waited 20-30 seconds and then counted on that information. It doesn't seem to, you know, get you killed here, but it will get you killed in other situations. Sort of like this, you know, now you're re-droning up top. So you've done it right up here, but even on that entry, you should be doing that there too. Whoa. So 4v1, that's the Legion gone down. So you just want to be getting that bomb down now. Hopefully the IQ just plants. She just landed on a Legion mine. That's unfortunate. Oh god. Legion. Legion, Legion, Legion. That's the Jackal's gun. So I wouldn't be getting too aggressive here. You just want to hold some angles. Same thing with the battery bandits. Not really necessary. Yes. Look, mate. No offense. I don't mean this in a personal attack against you. But I've seen this in a few different coaching videos now that I've done. Where I've seen people shoot the bandit batteries. When it's not overly necessary. Take the time out, they shoot. And then you even step forward here. Expose yourself to this angle here. Or somewhere around there. And you're going for this bandit battery here. Which is really not holding you back. The bomb is planted over there. You don't really need to shoot this bandit battery right here. This is fine. This can stay there. But you expose yourself to that angle. And then, I'm not going to lie, the other videos that I've watched, I've wanted to say something about this for a while, but no one's really, no one's been punished for it. And unfortunately, Luke, you are the one that gets punished, so it's my time to shine. It's my time to bring it up. You don't need to shoot bandit batteries if they're not doing anything. It's not directly what gets you killed, but yeah, plays a pretty significant part. Okay, we're attacking second floor again. This time we're on the Habana. We're not on the Twitch. Alright, look, while we're here, again, I'm sorry, I don't want to just be picking little holes in your game, dude, but these are the things that, you know, you don't often, people won't see in your game. You know, everyone on your team's alive, so people don't get to see this. This is just, it's only because I'm actually watching a full game of yours that I can pick up on things like this. But here, when you punch that barricade, and then you punch another one while standing right in front of it, the first thing I do when I hear someone on rappel and they've punched a barricade like that, as I'm strafing out of way, if I'm anywhere near and I'm in line or inside of it, the first thing I do is I send like 6 or 7 bullets directly at that window, like just around, in and around that area. Like basically I'll send bullets like just as I'm strafing, not in like a hell fast way, but I'll send bullets there, so that side of it, the head height side of it, and then, you know, maybe a few on the way down or something like that. I'll just like kind of randomly spray down the window as I'm strafing away. So by doing what you did there, which is hitting it and then kind of staying in line, you just leave yourself exposed. So just here, right? So you just leave yourself exposed to someone like me who just kind of sprays down bullets at the window just to get a lucky headshot or to get just even damage off. So always try and hit them off to the side where you're not as exposed. Okay, you've dropped a man straight away. The IQ goes down. Looks like CEO is clear for the most part. They've actually got a really bad rotate there as well. I'll go over that in a minute. Oh my god. Yeah, you go. What are you doing there, bro? Smoke's jumped out of piano. You're jumping in. Yeah. Look, I don't really have a problem with... Let's go over a few things here. There is a couple things to note. Not sure what the Jaeger... Well, let's actually watch that. Not sure what his intentions were here. But no, so just to really quickly show you on the drone, see this, how they have a rotate hole in the middle? So this is the one, in an ideal world, this is what I said you should reinforce down the middle here, and then have potentially rotate this side, or you can do on this side as well. I usually have it on the right side though, personally. What's it called? So the main reason that you want that is because now, because they've put the rotate hole here in the middle, and it is what it is here, the player, so let's say Luke specifically, has a long old line of sight right into projector, so he can just cut off that door completely. It's another reason as to why you want that that reinforcement here in the middle, right? It's to cut off that line of sight into projector, into the other bomb site, and also so that if, like I said, if there's no one, if this player isn't here, you can have someone playing directly behind the reinforcement here, really strong and peeking in and around that door and towards yellow. So it's a strong position to hold if they don't have a twitcher, they don't have a different player there. But that's why you want this middle section here reinforced and not a rotate hole. So just keep it in mind just in future site setups. And then here again, right? So you decide to leap in, the Haker. So the smoke jumps out the window. There's the smoke. For some reason that prompts you. I think you just threw a few flashes because you realized it was empty. I don't actually mind jumping in there. You know it's empty. You're taking that initiative and taking that site, right? At this point, it's still a 3v3. So with the bums, you've got the bum. I'm not sure, just so that you know, you don't need to go any further than where you go. Right, so right there, you can plant basically directly there behind the chair, use it as a bit of cover from connector, and use the bomb as a bit of cover from the hallway peak. Right, you can plant the bomb and play a bit of sound cue. You don't even have to plant yet. You can just hold this position and cut off projector, or hold this position right here and cut off the long desk rotate. So you can just use this and speak to your teammates and say, hey, rotate down towards me. I need someone on the windows so that they can fill in those positions and watch that, you know, or watch those positions that you can plant somewhere around here, right? So you don't need to really move. You've got the power position here. This is a good position to be in, but you overextend, right, and get shot from long desk. You don't need to make that final movement. That behind the CEO desk is really end game for that site most of the time. All right, match point. I believe you have played a different operator every single round. I'm very much the same. I do that pretty frequently. Unless I have a really good round with someone, then I'll play them again. But yeah, I'm kind of like that. Okay, so you're getting down to the breach. So you're not helping the Buck or the Jackal entry to try and take piano control, which might come back to bite you. So you don't really, I don't know what's going on here with your controller, but you don't really need to be down here as well. 2 people can handle it. 3 people's fine in the same respect. And so, and this, again, this is like something that I see players do pretty frequently. Once the breach gets opened, players just kind of do exactly what you just did there, my friend. Like, just kind of hold an angle at the breach, right? At nothing specific. So, fine, one person should definitely be doing that. So, you know, that could be you that should be doing that. But I would be, you know, if you want to take things into your own hand, just throw a drone out and actually spot players on site and start to build a picture of what's going on in there, so that you can be holding the correct angles and you can be cutting people off, right? Because doing like kind of that doesn't really help too much. And this is just simply face checking. You should drone it first, which you've gone ahead and done. So well done. Probably should have given you a few more seconds, but it's still a good point regardless. Thermite sent it. The boys are picking it up. Oof, it's a bit intense, but you made it happen. I'd always be walking around there with my gun out personally, but it worked. No good smokes. They're not bad smokes at all. Firebolt. That's a good firebolt. Nice. Such a satisfying way to get a kill. Nice. Little cheeky headshot to finish the game. Well played, man. 7-4 in the end. Nicely done. Nicely done. Yeah, look, I think you're doing fine, buddy. I think you're doing fine. It's just going to take you a little bit of time. The biggest things that I'd try and focus on if I were you is, number one, a really quick way to increase your gun skill and just get a little bit better is to just turn down your sensitivity. Again, I'm not going to spend a bunch of time kind of talking about your mechanics. Like I said at the beginning, like I didn't say it actually at the beginning of this video, but I mentioned it at one point during, basically saying that because it's console, I just don't really know what, you know, silver level gun skill looks like, what gold level, what platinum level, what diamond level, what keyboard and mouse, you know, or Zim users and stuff like that. Like, I just don't really know the differences there. All I know PC pretty well, and I know what kind of standard you need to be at a certain rank. But on console, I don't. So, but just in generally looking at that, I think you'll actually be a lot more tighter on the gun if you just lower your sensitivity down. And for any of you guys out there that are watching, if you find that you get into your gunfights like that and your shots are kind of just going left and right and you're missing a little bit, especially those on console, just lower down your sensitivity. When I used to play Call of Duty on console, I played on like, I think 3 sensitivity for basically the entire time. I always played competitive Call of Duty, and I always played on a really, really, really low sensitivity because you simply just don't need it. You know, Siege, you're aim down your sights for the vast majority of the game, so you don't need a really high sensitivity, especially not on console, because you're just using your thumb. So lower down that sensitivity, and it'll keep you a lot smoother on the shot, right? Again, I'd be looking into some of them sight setup issues that I was talking about, like your valve cam placements, potentially your barbed wiring, where your rotates are, where your reinforcements are. So just kind of be more aware of that, and look up videos on YouTube. You know, I'm thinking about making a series on my main channel about like kind of doing up just default setups for defense on different maps so that everyone can have a good understanding and understand why. But that's a different story. So I'd just be looking into a bit of, you know, trying to improve that sight setup. And then it's just your positioning and awareness. So your positioning, like that round with smoke. Or look, it's going to take you some time. You're going to have to die a bunch of times until you start to realize these things. A good way to improve on that, though, is just watch Twitch streamers. So watch people stream like really high level players or just rank stars or whatever it is. Individuals, though, not like site setups. It's really good to watch Pro League for you know, your own individual positioning. I'd be just watching streamers play and then just trying to mimic how they're playing the rounds and where they're positioning themselves and stuff like that, because it's going to give you a little bit of an advantage. But that comes with time as well, man. Time and practice. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Lower that sensitivity. Check out some default setups and strats for defense, and then on offense, just becoming more aware of your positioning and your just general map awareness. That's going to take time, but if you want to expedite it, check out some high-level individual-based gameplay, and you'll see an improvement on that in no time. All right, guys, so I hope you really enjoyed this video today. Luke, thank you very much for sending in the footage, and I hope you take a few pieces of value from it. I wish you the best in your journey, my dude. Without wasting any more time, guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace.